Previously on Final Destination, a roller coaster ride turned into a nightmare, but it was all just a vision of things to come. Oops, sorry, that was Nightmare City. I just wanted to be talking about something different. The Final Destination films have been tackling all of our fears, from fear of planes to fear of car accidents to fear of roller coasters, and now the fear of being hit with a tire outside a racetrack. This one is different though. It came out in 2009, so that means it's in 3D. No, you're doing things wrong. Sure, it's titled The Final Destination, implying it will be the last, despite more sequels to come, just like when the fourth Friday the 13th did the same thing. However, the fourth isn't supposed to be in 3D. It should always be the third, especially since the 3D would have worked well for that film's roller coaster gimmick. They actually did want the third to be in 3D, but they gave up on that due to budget reasons, so here in the fourth, we got 3D visits to the Salon. I am noticing a pattern though. James Wong directed the first and third film, but when he was busy, David Ellis directed the second, and since Wong was busy here too, David Ellis is back directing the fourth, and Eric Bress is back too, who also co-wrote the second, but it has a different cinematographer and composer this time, as Brian Tyler composed it, who also did music on the Expendables films, and it's shot by Glenn McPherson, who knows 3D. He later shot the Glee 3D movie, and he knows Final Chapters. He shot Resident Evil the Final Chapter. It's also significant in being past the moody cast looking at the camera posters, as the cast isn't in sight here. How will I know which cast members have been on One Tree Hill or not? Look at this, even the New Line logo is popping out towards the screen. This movie better not give me a giant headache. Too late. Why can't these races be much quieter and drive at normal speed with a more soothing soundtrack? Uh-oh, shit. These aren't gonna be our main characters, are they?
Tell me again why we chose this over seeing the movie?
Damn, and the girls were really looking forward to seeing the weekend's big movie fired up. My god, they're driving right towards the camera. It's like I really am in the middle of Talladega Nights. This place is another accident waiting to happen. Even the seats are trying to kill them. I doubt the dude who sneaks in booze-filled binoculars will be the hero. That's gonna be Nick and his girlfriend Lori here.
Really needed this.
Chemistry? And why are these TV characters the leads in this horror film?
And I thought chivalry was dead.
I have my cowboy right here.
Get a room, guys.
Oh yeah, I always see the cast of Saved by the Bell, the new class, at the races. If you think they're cartoonish, wait till the racist shows up.
There goes the neighborhood.
The hell? Porky's 2 had less stereotypical racist guys. He's this close to calling someone one of the good ones. But Nick knows right away that something is wrong. It can't be a good thing to leak delicious chocolate syrup all over the track. I'm sure this happens all the time.
Is it safe to sit here?
Of course, there's a fence there. We're fine.
See, the fence will block the cars set flying into the crowd, but it won't stop these omens from popping up, like the flyer of deceased drivers, or the shirt that says, "Life's a bitch and then you die." The hell, sir? This is a family establishment! There's a less suspenseful build-up in this one. I'm just wondering what one of the drivers did to piss off Death, because that's who Death seems to be after, like when the car drives away leaking gasoline. This is more about what can fly towards the screen, and can it be a car or a tire? The answer, yes, we can fling cars and tires towards the screen. David Ellis has shown a specialty for over-the-top accidents in the series, but like how the first was inspired off the crash of TWA Flight 800, this takes inspiration from the tragic Le Mans death of 1955, in which 84 people died. I'm sure all of them thinking that if our brutal deaths are ever documented in a movie, I hope that it's a gimmicky 3D exploitation film, where people are crushed by engines and impaled with bleachers. It's shot like a disaster film where they failed to stop an incoming comet. At least Hunt and Janet made a killing by betting all their savings they'd be crushed by falling concrete. Alright already, get to where it's all a vision. I'd still rather be watching Nightmare City right now. They had to make it a premonition, that way they can double back so I can catch all of their names and what directors they're named after. I love who they pick here though, like Janet Cunningham named after Shaun Cunningham, Nick O'Bannon after Dan O'Bannon, and no joke, Hunt Wynorski. They named a character after Chopping Mall Maestro Jim Wynorski himself. That's kind of awesome. How can I be mad now that it's shown love for the co-writer of Screwballs? I gotta find something to latch on to. I'm 4 movies deep and still feel like I'm reviewing the same movie again. Here they are, getting out of there of course, and another fight breaks out. It so wants to get to the disaster so fast that this is all happening before the opening credits.
What is going on? Have you all lost your fucking mind?
Though it's a pretty great cut to the credits, this is when you know they're gonna be playing a lot with the 3D. It goes Friday the 13th 3D style in giving us an extremely gimmicky credit sequence that redoes some of the deaths of the previous films, but making it like a 3D theme park attraction. This looks like I smoked meth and watched the opening credits of Fight Club. But anyway, whew, that was crazy, guys. But we talked staff into giving us 50% off extra espresso. Should have seen the tragedy coming. They named the Speedway McKinley. It's nice of them to name the Speedway after the fallen Ian McKinley of the third film. And they were seated in the series' deadly number, section 180, because of course they were. The character setups get less and less as the films go on. The problem with setting the tragedy before the credits is it's not given me a reason to care that any of them have been given a second chance. All I know about them is that they're dating. At least in the third, I knew that she likes taking pictures for the yearbook and loves control. I know way more about the racist guy Carter, who wastes no time in hurling slurs towards security guard Michael T. Williamson. He is gonna be so embarrassed when he found out he insulted Bubba of the Bubba Gum Shrimp Company, his favorite restaurant. Enough of this dialogue shit, I'm here for the 3D. Fall asleep and have a bitchin' nightmare. Why did that happen? First there's 3D nightmares keeping him awake, and then this. Sure, he can say he's mourning the loss of his girlfriend, but I'm thinking he drinks and toes on a nightly basis anyway, and stalking any black person he comes across. Just saying, this ain't the first time he's gotten the urge to drunkenly assemble a burning cross to put in someone's yard. I'm surprised they didn't give him a Confederate flag hat and a copy of Birth of a Nation in his back pocket. I would say that this seems out of place, but it's worth it for how hilarious it is when you go to the Final Destination 4 Wikipedia page and it says films about the Klan. Yes, we all want a double feature of Mississippi Burning and the Final Destination in 3D. They needed someone for the audience to cheer when Death steps in. Death is the neighborhood watch who says, "Hate has no place in our town, sir." Who wouldn't enjoy the irony in how this guy dies? Honey, come outside quick and grab the marshmallows. Let's take a break, as not only are they going to be shocked about Carter's death, but they're going to look all sexy about it. My ass looks good when there's death on the news.
Saturday, get ready to kiss your blues away with Lonnie Anderson.
I want you.
And Burt Reynolds in Stroker Ace.
We're back, people. Nick has extra powers. He envisions everyone's death, but can't put the clues together because he forgot his 3D glasses. They should have taken it a step further by putting the movie in outer space. Look, Krista Allen is right there. She took the Emmanuel series to space. The opening disaster happened so fast that I forgot who was supposed to die and who got away. I'm guessing she was supposed to die, since she's going to the world's most clumsy beauty salon. This sequence is at least more suspenseful than the opening, like the little sounds they add to the pedicure, and wincing when you think something's gonna get clipped off. Same with the clipping sounds when cutting her hair. Or will the ceiling fan chop her head off? Or too much hairspray in the water. But like the third film, something bad will happen when you bring in 2 big gulps. This wouldn't have happened at Supercuts. Of course, that wasn't gonna kill her. She has to say something ironic first.
I've got my eye on you two.
I love the smell of dead MILF in the morning. What say the other characters?
We just lost a really hot MILF.
I like my MILF joke better, thank you very much. She's even called MILF on the ending credits. The dialogue here has a weird flow to it.
Weird is putting tampons in your kids' ears. That's weird. She was bound to die sooner or later.
That's actually why we asked you guys to come over.
You invited us here for a tampon ear party? No, they need the obligatory exposition scene, where a simple Google search brought up all the stories from the previous films. That saves them a trip to see Tony Todd, as Mr. Bloodworth is nowhere to be found in it. He doesn't even have a voice cameo. Clearly meaning he was promoted from voicing the roller coaster Satan to being a showman at Hellfest. So what are the rules in this one?
Some say the chain can be broken. Like if you were to intervene into someone else's death, that would end it.
Yeah, this series is a little lax on the rules. We're not really sure what lore from the other ones will follow. At least it's the first in the series to not have a Billy clone in it.
If you're right about this whole crash thing, then I'm going to make the most of every moment I have left. So I'm going to do what I do best. I'm going to go get laid.
That's because this one has an Evan clone. Nick's gonna need another vision. It's been a while since we've had more 3D.
Nick? What did you see?
Oh, it was horrible. It was the ending of Freddy's Dead, the final nightmare. So because of his Google searches, he knows about death loving the seating order of how people die, and what better way to figure out the order than going to the scene of the accident. He found the rules of death on Google but couldn't search for a seating map? Even George believes him right away, to the point of showing him all the graphic security footage of the deaths. I need a second opinion, kids. I'm thinking of editing yakety sax over this footage. It's here they figure out that if they break the chain of deaths, they'll be spared. So they'll have to find the mechanic to save him from death. Where do we find him? Ah yes, go to wherever a cool 3D effect is going on. Sparks! That'll work. Are we sure all of us should be going? After all, at least one of you will be a clumsy moron. This mechanic needs to listen to Nick. Nick knows horror movie rules. He's played by Bobby Campo, who was in the Scream TV series. He'll make sure you're standing in just the right place so you won't get crushed by the runaway van. That solves that. Thank God we saved you.
Y'all take care.
Crap. forgot that being hit with a carbon dioxide tank is classic Wynorski. But meanwhile, in Caddyshack 2000s edition, needs more tinted hair to be a proper douchey 2000s movie. Get back to the heart of the series. Another death scene involving pigeons. I love that that's been a trademark of the series. Please let the bird poop on the car cause her to crash into a truck filled with manure and dynamite, and make sure that you frame all the references just right. Like what? Now we have a water company named after Clear Rivers from 1 and 2? I can't wait till they go to a liquor store and get some new Billy beer. I've got a hunch it's gonna be the water that takes someone out. I'm betting it will be Hunt. He's a lifeguard because not only is he the Evan of this film, he's also the Colby, combining all David Petcow characters. This is so silly, but I'm intrigued at what kind of silliness leads to their deaths, like a squirt gun causing pool drainage. They're making you guess how water will kill someone. Will it be Hunt, or will it be Janet in a deadly car wash that will shoot coins at her at 200 miles an hour? You know how it goes. Who amongst us hasn't killed time in the car wash and accidentally gotten our head stuck in the sunroof when a pipe starts pouring water in? Doesn't this place have any employees? Nope, if you need help getting out, you better hope you have friends because you're on your own. Now, as for Hunt over at the swimming pool, can't say I was expecting his nuts to get sucked up through the drain. Yep, just another day. That's the normal look of a man who just saw guts blasted out a tank like he's looking at a 70-year-old man in a thong. Although I like George's reaction to all this.
I'm next.
George, you can't give up.
No, it's okay.
I already died a hero in Vietnam. I can take whatever death throws at me. I like this guy. I'm not gonna hold up in a cabin like Alex did. I'm gonna enjoy a nice glass of wine, even if it'll be the death of me. Why isn't George the main character here? He's the only one here who actually is a character. These two, I'm having trouble remembering their names. What is it? Nick Ridley Scott? I don't know. I'm way more sad when it looks like George might be dead.
Are you crazy? After everything that we've been through.
What the fuck are you doing, man? Why are you trying to kill yourself?
Cause I don't want my nuts gnawed off in a swimming pool. I like where this scene goes.
I've been trying to kill myself all day. Took a bottle of painkillers. I just threw them up.
Why am I not watching a movie about that? This guy has been going through his own dark arc and Groundhog Day off camera. And they saved 3D's life too.
I think congratulations are in order.
Cool. Now who wants popcorn? Whoa, oh my god, scary. I guess they think everything is okay now. Well, there's a half hour left, so I'm guessing not. Let's take another break while Death does his thing and makes them think they're okay for a few days.
This is Sam Cooper.
He's cute.
Being invisible gets him into spy rings, diplomatic circles, girls' locker rooms. He's the man who wasn't there in 3D. Consider the possibilities.
Abba! Abba!
Rated R.
We're back, and now it's even getting meta with the 3D.
Are you sure you don't want to come to the movie? It's in 3D.
Oh yeah, nothing gets me hotter than Invisible Man sex. He doesn't need to see any 3D movies. He can already watch 3D movies for free in his head, per his visions. My god, is it gonna have something to do with Mortal Kombat? We're in the third act now, where another person at the Speedway lived, so that means they got the order wrong, and now we can meet more wacky people at the hospital.
You know how many of your kind I killed in Korea?
I'm Chinese, sir.
What am I, meeting Carter's grandpa now? Death is using this to leak water onto Jonathan, but also really wants to mess with this old dude too, I guess. He is gonna write a complaint that this hospital has the thinnest ceilings in the country. Saving his life is the only way they can save themselves. But there's still 20 minutes of the movie left, so that wasn't gonna happen. I don't know if this franchise is at a death scene in a shopping mall yet, so what's it gonna be here?
I like that. Oh, hell.
Yep, you can't have a character named Wynorski and not have some carnage in a shopping mall. What is that, and why is it dangling above us? I don't care, as long as George is okay.
My wife said that deja vu is like God's will.
God damn it! He was too likable to redo the bus scene from the first. I'm curious what movie they're gonna see at this mall, since the theater has some amazing choices. I don't know what I'd choose between Death Fist and Saving Little Krishna. What they end up seeing is a movie called Love Lays Dying, which puts this in an alternate universe, because they're watching Rennie Harlin's A Long Kiss Goodnight, where in this universe, it's a 3D movie called Love Lays Dying. It's a good movie, so I hope Death doesn't interrupt their screening with something ridiculous. Oh, come on, what is this, Looney Tunes now? There are still funny touches, though, like the movie being on so many screens he has no clue which one they're in, and it's cool they're working a 3D movie screening into a 3D movie.
Wait, I was meant to see this movie.
Bye-bye, suckers!
Props for taking the teaser trailer for My Bloody Valentine 3D and working it into the plot here. Even if Death seems to have had enough of everyone's shit in this. My god, beforehand, Death just specifically targeted those who escaped in the first place. But here, Death is wiping out anything that moves. He even saved the harshest death for Lori as she's ground up in an escalator. Wait, this is another vision, isn't it?
I mean, it's deja vu.
Sweet, that means George is still alive.
My wife said that deja vu is like God's will.
Damn it, go to a universe where he looks both ways before crossing. I can see why this one is often called the worst in the series. I mean, yeah, it does just do the same formula again, but here, other than George, I don't really give a shit about any of this. It makes me want to apologize for saying that the characters in Part 2 were forgettable. Sure, they weren't the best set of characters in the series, but they were characters. Here, they're not. They're just props with no personality, no real detail or backstory. They're just tools for the movie to go through the usual motions. It's clear the real star isn't them. It's the 3D, because these people are a whole lot of nothing. Like, why do I even care about the 2 weeks later epilogue? Because I know they're gonna end up dying. That being said, the 3D is a really good star in this. It's old school 1980s, we're just gonna get silly and throw a lot of shit at the camera and give you your money's worth with this gimmick. Despite the thrown together script, this is the one I actually would see in theaters again at a late night show and get some drinks, even if My Bloody Valentine was the way better 3D horror movie of the time, because that gave us great 3D and didn't skimp on the characters. I've said all I needed to say. Get to them dying and make it look cool.
What if us being here was the plan from the beginning?
Jesus freaking Christ! Okay, the cut at the opening was well done, and the cut to the end was well done too. And did I say it was 80 minutes? No, if you take out the credits, it's a 75-minute movie. For something that was intended to be the last in the franchise, they wanted a script as thin as possible. But it was still a hit, so finale be damned, because we got Final Destination 5 2 years later, the shortest time span between the sequels.
death doesn't like to be cheated.
Final Destination 5.
Who dies during a massage? Seriously.
Rated R. Starts August 12th.